Dimshin yong yeah Pamala bunchi le dong la chene yong yeah Ninten la me pa kale la gam ne yong yeah Sembe nang do la mala gom ne yong yeah Tam che kem pa city la ting ne che chu Ngai lama kuti la ring wa sholas Tam che kem pa city la ting ne che chu Ngai lama kuti la ring wa sholas La mola ni pa ja pi sembe nang do pa mala kom ne yo ye shata we pa me shere hi la kor ko mai pa ma kutila re ma sholas shata we pa me shere hi la kor ko mai pa ma kutila re ma sholas Satharing ya la ring so pamala bunchi tene ya la tencho kipula rangi phaira dawa mindu chambala rangi pamala dawa mindu pai pama semla tembeluti bojo mai mi kichone dalas pai pama semla tembeluti bojo mai mi kichone dalas
Wisconsin Community the regional of the Konjo nang the Lomani Singapore we ni video 제보도 먼저 주의 Tony Ningji Sondu Jubelam 체질의 사제 강진 된주고 차나 배모 댄진 야술라 소와 대수 신들 루쇼 시 진호 감사장이 좀 줘라 부자 모두 담에 토하네 아니 다른디가 지주 남배 대다가 셀레 기름 제다 계실라 남바 겐두만 남바 부미 진인 소배기 촉주다 소슈 수번 남바 니 위스콘신 부미 진인 소배 Purity that is full of the Yala Super number ta any Pama number, any Pame, Pimi number, any Sundays should be really Jesu Young Zovala, any love the Dini, so the logistic of COVID to them travel paper, something just to issue. Respected venerable guests, monks, ladies and gentlemen, proud parents and our wonderful students. Today we gather here to honor a journey filled with growth, learning and countless great memories over the 25 years. I welcome you all to the 25th anniversary celebration of the Wisconsin Tibetan Language and Culture School. So thank you all for coming. We will begin the celebration with the Tibetan Language and Culture School students singing the Tibetan and American national anthem. And I would like to request everyone to please rise for the national anthem. David Yalu Chik Ni. First, I would like to thank and to welcome Honorable former Dane County Executive, Mr. Joe Parisi and Erin Parisi. And then I would like to introduce Honorable City of Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. And Honorable Senator Melissa Agard. And State Representative Madam Francisca Hong. And next, I would like to introduce Associate Dean for Diversity and Equity Transformation and Vice President of Diversity, Equity and Inclusion at UW Health, Shiva Vidar. And then next, I would like to introduce Ms. Lori Dennis from the Center for East Asian Studies China Initiative. Ms. Lori Dennis and her daughter Christina. Thanks for coming. Deputy Mayor Christy Bonnell. And then, let's see, I have a PhD student, Mr. Dirk Schmidt, and his Tibetan name is Dukdak. Where is Dukdak? And Brenda Gonzalez from Chancellor's Office. Thank you very much. And at this point, I would like to request Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway to please say a few words on this special occasion.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to join you here today, and thank you so much for the invitation. I'm really pleased to be here to celebrate. One of the most wonderful things about Madison is the incredible diversity of our community, and it really is our strength here in Madison. So thank you for being part of that wonderful fabric. I have a little bit of a surprise that I will get to in just a minute, but before I do, everywhere I'm going these days, I'm saying, please remember that to register to vote if you are eligible, and to cast your vote on or before November 5th. There are many very important things on the ballot, not least of which are 3 referenda at the end of the ballot. And they for the schools and the city. So I encourage you to educate yourself about the whole ballot and to please make sure you cast your vote this November. With that said, I want to thank you again, and I have a mayoral proclamation which I would like to present to the President, if I may, and I'll read a little bit of it. Whereas the City of Madison is proud home to approximately 600 Tibetan residents, and whereas the Tibetan community has enriched the Madison community through its celebration and sharing of Tibetan culture, including history, language, food, music, art, and more. And whereas the City of Madison values the Tibetan community, celebrates our culture and our histories, and shares a hope for global peace and human rights. And whereas the Wisconsin Tibetan Association works to maintain and strengthen Tibetan culture, language, traditions, and values in the next generations, including through the Tibetan Cultural School. And whereas the Tibetan Cultural School is celebrating the 25th anniversary of supporting Tibetan residents and sharing and celebrating Tibetan culture. And whereas the City of Madison congratulates the Wisconsin Tibetan Association for 25 years of success and wishes them continued success for years to come. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Satya Rhodes Conway, Mayor of Madison, Wisconsin, do hereby proclaim September 21st, 2024 as Tibetan Cultural School Day in the City of Madison.
Next speaker, I would like to introduce one of our chief guests. Flew or drove all the way from Minnesota, and I have the president of Tibetan American Foundation of Minnesota, Dr. Tenzin Lamula. Tenzin Lamula, please let me welcome you and introduce yourself. Thank you very much. And next, I would like to request Senator Melissa Eggert to please say a few words on this special occasion.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be able to share space with you today and to celebrate and honor your culture and your commitment to planting the seeds of the future in your children and our children. Dane County, Madison and Wisconsin is blessed to have you as our friends and neighbors. You add vibrance and love and compassion to our community, and I am so very, very proud to be here with all of you. I'm going to echo the mayor because I feel like every single one of us needs to say this every single day, many, many times. There's a very important election coming up on November 5th in our nation. And I encourage you all to do your homework because democracy is the best equalizer that we have for our children and for our future. And we are depending on every one of us doing our part there. Congratulations very much to 25 more years of culture, immersion, and celebrating. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to request our former Dane County Executive, Mr. Joe Parisi, to please say a few words.
Thank you, Jampala. You're doing a great job tonight. You've got the crowd in the palm of your hands. Well, hello everyone, it's so good to see you again. I have a couple of words to say, but I want to start by saying, first of all, just a thank you for your friendship over the years and for what was probably the best surprise retirement party anyone could have ever had. It meant so much to me, so thank you very much. You know, moments like this, we look back, which is so important because looking back is how we look forward and how we know how to go forward. And I look back to 1959, the year before I was born, and what happened. And when a peaceful nation, based on the tenets of Buddhism, based on compassion and love and community and nonviolence, was invaded, not for the first time, but for the last time, in a very violent way, especially when the uprising came and His Holiness was forced to leave. Now, when you have a nation the size with the might and the military might, and as China, that doesn't have the values of the Tibetan people and Tibetan culture, people's first kind of knee-jerk reaction would be, well, we have to fight fire with fire. But we know what would have happened if this would have been a violent struggle. It wouldn't have ended well for Tibet because Tibet was so outnumbered and still is. So His Holiness had this wild idea that people looked at and said, that'll never work, which is we will address this with compassion. We will be who we are. We will base our actions based on our culture, which is based on our religion. And we will keep the culture alive. And the Chinese government looked at that, obviously, and said, yeah, we'll just wait them out. We'll wait 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and the Tibetans will just go away. Well, guess what? It didn't really work, did it? Because Tibetans and Tibetan culture has grown beyond Tibet to be across the globe and stronger than ever. And it's because of Tibetan communities just like Dane County's Tibetan community, who listened to His Holiness in the structure and have worked day and night and year after year after year for the future that we see today, for the young people today. And it's not even just the first generation. We're seeing the second and the third generation of Tibetan children growing up, understanding Tibetan culture, living Tibetan culture, feeling Tibetan culture in their hearts because of the dedication of this community. And I can only imagine how proud His Holiness is when he looks out and sees examples like this. So I want to thank you, and to echo some of the words of the previous speakers, I not only want to commend and say how in awe I am of the Tibetan community for continuing to go and showing the Chinese government that they're not going to win, but I'm in awe of the example that you provide for so many others, and that out of the suffering of the Tibetan people, so many of us, because of your approach, who are not Tibetans, who are your friends, have benefited so greatly from the gifts that you have brought to us. So thank you and congratulations on 25 years. It's just remarkable, and I wish you the best. Thanks for having me here tonight. Appreciate it.
Shana Tabding Zerim de Gonzu Shui, Terin Denma Zerim de Timbu Yuaching, so Tomachena, Sunshanaya, Denma Zerim Kaji.
前不在下边的呀，给没了没有，等着你要么接受。
哟，那我就给我要不起你懂。
阿那些。
shatu yaku kampa sunda Tarini muki putuna lampa sunda Teni ngansu shatu yaku kampa sunda Lampa visi chini e chunta sunda Suhu yala hakora yela chi Suhu yala hakora yela chi Tarini muki putuna lampa sunda Teni ngansu shatu yaku kampa sunda Lampa visi chini e chunta sunda Suhu yala hakora yela chi Suhu yala hakora yela chi
pesaki achi gyasaki namda ngani chungsa chui chipa mare ani zomsa chungul hasa chipa res
And then next we have Honorable Senator Melissa Eggert. Thank you very much. And we have State Representative Madam Francisca Hong. Thank you very much. And next we have Associate Dean for Diversity and Equity Transformation, Madam Shiva Bidar. And then we have from Ms. Gonzalez. Thank you very much. And then we have Ms. Lori Dennis from Center for East Asian Studies, UW-Madison. And then we have President of Tibetan American Foundation of Minnesota, Dr. Tenzil Hamala. Thank you very much. Kuchana. And then we do have one of our chief guests, Jeremy Manheim. Where is Jermila? Jermila was sitting somewhere over there. Jermila, are you there? Jermila, do you have? Hello? And Jermila, any? Next, we have Derek Schmidla. Derek Schmidla, you know? Next, we have Deputy Mayor Christy Vanel. Thank you very much, Christy. And then we have Kyle Dogadila. Kyle, master's student from UW-Madison, doing Tibetan studies. Doing Master of Tibetan Studies. So thank you very much, everybody. As a Lopti Suba, in Gazala, Yalane, Lopti, as a name, Lomamushu, Chevrolet, Tadashi, and a Lopti Naya subject, Longo Nistasum Ringla, and the Lopti this night, and Yanal to check at in Cheshire. So Gela has been teaching for 17 years. So 17 years of service. Thank you very much, Gitangela. Gitangela ne tanda partu Gela ge longoni jam ringla shashna re Gela motuche. Any Lopti Narana, Gitangela has been teaching for 2 years, and now I would like to present Gitangela. Thank you very much. Gesana Angela ya perona. So Gesana Angela tanda partu losum gril Gela Lopti Nare and motuche Gela Lopti Kinton Narana se Begushwai. Dine Nula, Gendesnula ya perona. Any Gendesnula later, Talipati long Nalak Galagi, Lutina or Gala Kuchina. Dine Gendesnula ya perona. Any Galane Tandabardu, Lo Chuchi Ringla, Galagi. Lopti, Gala have been teaching for the past 14 years. So thank you very much, Gala. Ye Sutim Gazla, the daughter, Sutim Gazla, so Ye Sutim Gazla is our newly added teacher. He just joined. And thank you very much. So, and this is the last certificate, and that goes to Champakedu. And that be me. I'm the current principal of the Wisconsin Tibetan Language and Culture School, and I have been teaching here for the past 25 years. So give him a big hand. That's okay. How do we do this though? Not like this, I guess. There you go. Oh, that's enough. 25th anniversary. So Wisconsin Tibetan Language and Culture School was founded in 1999, and Gain Gyatsola was one of the I would say the founder of the Wisconsin Tibetan Language and Culture School in 1999, and I was there too. Thanks to all those individuals who put time and effort and work towards establishing this school. And so far, we have close to 200 students have graduated from this school. So yeah, that's right. And it is a big sacrifice and dedication from the student as well as the parents and community and everyone, from the community. We meet every Sunday. That was back in the past, it was Saturday school, but now we changed to Sunday school, and we meet every Sunday, throughout the year. No summer vacation, no winter vacation. We just, do it. And students work really hard, and 5 hours every Sunday, and teachers have dedicated and sacrificed so much, like the students as well as the parents, and everybody did. It's not an easy task to come here every Saturday in and out, not a day, not a week, not a month, but throughout, all these years. So big shout out to everyone, students as well. Hard work to everybody. And all the former teachers and all the former presidents of the WTA, and also to the Dale Heights Presbyterian Church that we actually, meet our school there for 20 years. I think close to 20 years for no cost. That is like something awesome that we were able to get that. There's not a penny. So it was a big, generosity, or so generous of them allowing us to do that. Meet there for the past 20 years, and after the community center here, then we moved over here. But otherwise, we've been meeting on the, I think, a University Whitney Way. There's this Presbyterian church over there, Dale Heights. So big thanks to them as well.
Having said that, I want to say something which is like, I have a dream one day black and white boys goes hand in hand. This, something like that Martin Luther said. And my dream is one day the Tibetan boys and girls speak American and Tibetan hand in hand with no restriction and no, with lot of pride. That's our dream, and that's our vision, and that's our goal. And that's why we are having 25th anniversary of Wisconsin Tibetan Sunday School anniversary. And remember, the only objective of having 25th anniversary is to make sure that what we have done for the past 25 years is not wasted. And why we are celebrating, why we are gathering here is that we move forward. We move forward so that our heritage, our culture, our language will not be buried under the American dreams, but wake up and enlighten further that American dreams and Tibetan dreams go higher and higher. That is our mission and vision. Having said that, I want to say that this is not possible without the pride and the excitement some of our fellow Tibetans has and vision that we should celebrate 25th anniversary of this very important institution, because without these Sunday school and Tibetan language school and without the contribution made by our teachers, our presidents and dedicated leaders, and especially His Holiness Dalai Lama's vision, we will not be able to reach this far like that of the 25 years. It's 25 years is a huge, but after staying here for 25 years, we are still able to speak Tibetan, we are still able to read Tibetan, and we are still able to make sure that our grandchildren, our children are able to read and write and speak Tibetan. And now the challenge from here on, as the principal of language school said, is to carry on. So the elders, the grandparents, and the parents, and the youngsters, all of us have a responsibility to make sure that grandparents speak Tibetan to their children, and their grandparents speak Tibetan to the grandchildren. And this is a perfect place where when we are gathered as a Tibetan, we should speak only Tibetan, so that we communicate each other strictly under the Tibetan language with the American dream, with the American dream, with American democracy, with American freedom, with American choice, rights. So that way we will be able to move forward in near future. Okay. Lastly, I would like to say thank you so much to the present representative of parents, Mr. Tashiwange and Ms. Sidhen Dogala, and of course the President Chambala, and then especially the all-in-one, our music teacher, Tenchuela, for dedicating all her days and nights for dancing. Yeah, so it's a huge, I think her support to our community is very, very special, and I sincerely thank her so much for doing all this. And besides that, we have a lot of silent teachers, we have a lot of silent volunteers. They don't want to mention their names, but their sacrifice and their love for the Tibetan community is so much powerful that it pushes people like me who is very lazy to go further and move forward. And for those silent volunteers who are always and constantly, without asking for their help, they always come forward and say, hey, Mr. President, we need to do this, we need to do that. Can you do that? Those are the things, those are the people who moved us forward for the last 25 years. And I hope those people will be still doing the same. And we, those of us who are behind, should encourage and let them help us move forward. Okay, this is one thing we have. And the big one is, because we are gathering here, I have a big thing. There is a Midwest meet, which is going to happen in Madison for this for the next year, and there is a huge number of people who are coming forward to the WTA saying that we need to do this and we are willing to spend our time and our money on this if you do this. So I hope that you all are the ambassador of Madison, Wisconsin, and make the coming Midwest success. So please make sure that you reach out to the Chicago, reach out to the Minnesota, and then make sure that our program is successful and then our Madison becomes a role model to the rest of the people so that we are able to gather and move forward. Thank you so much. Oh, finally, I want to say thank you so much to our chief guest who has accepted our invitation and came here to witness our gathering. Thank you so much.
We do have a barcode that you can scan. This is for the library that I was just mentioning. And there are 750 plus books available, English, Tibetan, children's book, and textbooks. So please feel free to check it out. You can just, pass, circulate this if you will. Or feel free to check it out. There's a table set up by the entrance. And next, I would like to invite Tsirim Domala to share a little bit of her experience as a former student and a parent as well.
당연히 formal speech도 정말 챈텐데 직수이라 원리 다 엔진 나라라 도스니 라베라 이네 벽에 나라다 도스신 라베디 1999라 고스레 아니 나데 1996라 아리라 당부조디 삼바 또 당시조리 당아란즈라 아니 고중이 이 first batch 나당 아니 high school west high school 나기 lokjogo 거만부요레 디디 삼바 게 갸줄라 프랑 그게나 bilingual 게라데라 아저 쉐갱아오 도시니 셰장 되게만 호텔 거라 게라 아니 디제는 가지고 삼로당도 참바 어저께 당분 야간에 당부 보고래도 내게 상관라 그게다 약간 겨울때 그냥 콘서 셰 잡이야라 되어서 뭐만 친구 것은 좀라는 셰 먹고 참는 사교인데 이라 아니 나랑 이 interest 어디다 그게 정말라 interest 내게 다 그게다 신신바래 얘네게 셰디 직 착구나 아니 납자 되어라 수수기 cultural detail thuna samay ngi thangponi la promotion ngi base la nanglo la dosin go tsure nga fenzom chigi ani ngi nga tshige thangponi la group di che and then lapta khashe la dosin ngi de na khasa chapga jore khuzegi dosin na mazu interest chagel ragela and 99 la dosin go tsu chine ta thanda ni phoni lapta na la yore so much ni gela gi dosin nga district keje shirochi khajinana ta ngarangi labja thangbo bojidi thangbo jomi batch che and thanda continue chine ngi pogo ta ngarangi pogo gene dosin jogo ran dosin gugapja thujena anga phama changma dang ngoma lobjok ningba changma thandege lobjok changma gi khaji ge chapchne nga keje she ngi ra so just a short of what I said is that I came to United States in '96 and I was the one of few students who came here and so in '99 I was in high school and Ge Gyatula was our bilingual teacher and I am very much interested in Tibetan dance. I used to dance back in India in front of His Holiness all the time, like maybe when I was like starting kindergarten all the way up to 7th grade. I actually didn't want to leave India to TCB school because they told me if you stay one more year and don't cut your hair, we will put you in inter-school competition. So I told my mom and dad, I said, I don't think I want to go. Can you come back in like a year so we can, I can at least compete and then go to America. That didn't happen, sadly. However, I was able to form a small group when I was in high school. We had 4 girls who started in my basement. We watched very old VHS video and we learned our dance down in my basement. We actually performed in Memorial High School, trying to showcase our culture because we were the first Tibetan children here in Madison, Wisconsin. So I was the first batch when the Tibetan language and cultural school started. And now I have 2 boys who are currently in it, and I'm very proud of them. They both performed really well. And then I also have a 2-year-old. princess here. It's her birthday today, so hopefully in future she'll dance like me. I love to dance. I'm still dancing with Amala's group, which is the mother's group. And I will continue to do that to preserve whatever I can for our culture. So I'll do a formal one since we have a lot of chief guests here. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, and beloved members of our Tibetan language and cultural school community. It is with immense joy and deep sense of gratitude that I stand before you today to celebrate a remarkable milestone, the 25th anniversary of our Tibetan language and cultural school. This is not just an occasion to reflect on the years gone by, but a moment to honor the collective efforts and unwavering dedication that have brought us to this significant juncture. Today, I'm honored to share how Tibetan Language and Cultural School has profoundly impacted both me and my children. It's a journey that has enriched our lives in ways we could never anticipated, weaving together threads of culture, spirituality, and community. When we first enrolled our children in Tibetan Language and Cultural School, we were motivated by a desire to connect them with their heritage and provide them with a grounding in our rich cultural traditions. What we discovered was far more than what we had hoped for. For my boys, my children, Tibetan Language and Cultural School has been a beacon of understanding and identity, from learning the Tibetan language to exploring our beautiful movements in our traditional dance. My kids have gained a deep appreciation for their heritage. The vibrant lessons and activities have made our culture come alive in their young minds. They are not just learning about Tibetan history and customs, they are living them. This has instilled in them a sense of pride and belonging that is invaluable. Their confidence in their identity has grown, and they carry with them a piece of their ancestral roots wherever they go. The environment at school, Tibetan school, is warm and nurturing, fostering not only academic growth, but also emotional and social development. My children have formed lasting friendships and peers who have similar values and backgrounds, creating a support network that extends beyond the classroom. These relationships, nurtured in a space that values our traditions, have become a vital part of their lives. And as for me, I have said it, I was in the first batch of Tibetan Language and Cultural School, and it has been a journey for rediscovering and connection after leaving India at age 12. It has allowed me to reconnect with my roots and share these treasures with my children, which I continue to do so. The teachings and practices we engage have renewed my appreciation for our tradition and customs. It has been a profound reminder of the importance of preserving our culture and passing it on to the next generation. Furthermore, being involved in Tibetan Language and Cultural School has been an enriching experience. I still do teach and help teach dance with Gate Inchala. The sense of unity and shared purpose among parents, teachers, and students has been incredibly fulfilling. It's inspiring to witness the dedication of the educators and the enthusiasm of the children. This community has become a second family, offering support, guidance, and friendship. Thank you to everyone who makes this incredible Sunday school possible, and to all the families who contribute to its vibrancy. May we continue to cherish and uphold the values and traditions that bring us together and continue generations and generations on. Thank you so much.
心的雨。